program director, traditional leadership, khona phakathi kwethu sikahlele ingane inkonzo zokuzulu. Inkokheli zabalwezi, Deputy Minister, Honorable Mayor, Councillors present, government officials as well, Dr. Nonso from Ihbc Business, the veterans of business, Commission, the executive business chamber, led by Ihbc. If viewers at home on social media, members that the business chamber, the visitors to CITB, led by our presenter, Department of Public Works, Sandra, Standard Bank, Mandinuguli Senonge na Chigalana Mabweni. Ndithetha kabuhlungu ke ngokuthetha ibhank phambi kwam ngasemva kudokotela ndizawumkhuthaza because abantu bandixakileyo ngabantu abakhulu kodwa ndiyafuna uba nditsho nje singa-apologize singabikho apologetic bantu bebhizinesi masiyiphelele basibamamele abantu basebhank because ezaa zinto bazithethayo zibalulekile kuthi ibhizinesi especially Standard Bank ndifuna ndikutsho nje ngomnye wabantu ababhenka no-Standard Bank. La Mr. Tsipa kwamiswa phakathi mhla wayeyofuna i-accounts zaphawula group yam nami ukuthi bantu bakuthengisana. Last week ngiteka ndibona i-economy xa kanamthumela i-email ngayento ngehlisa i-interest rates otherwise ndiyahamba kwento yam ndifumene i-email izobe sendiyakehlise ngo-2%. So ndelani kwabo bantu 2% in business means a lot but you must manage your money. Abantu business bathethwa ngosazi babaleke imali yakho ibalekayo. Just do your paperwork, yokhokha imali yakho uyifake ngaphakathi. Same thing with the bank. There's no reason for bank. Bank must come to you. What owenza babe business? Tell them what you want. Ndingamoshanga amazwi ke amaninzi. Ndizocela nje ngokanthatha ithuba. Congratulate Ihbc Business Chamber for doing what we have done. In reality, Mamuzulufa, ukukhokhela abantu, especially abakubeleze i-trade business. Awuhlukanga kumeya waseMbuzi ophethe 550 million. Uno-CITB grade abayi-500 ababhekene. I want to say to you congratulations as leadership in this area of business. There's another way one. Nandisebenze kakhulu ngapha kwaZulu. Kuthiwa inkosi yahlala. Yabona nje ukuthi uzokufa. La garage kudala unazoba ifumene ngokula. Esasiphaza sana garage yakho kunayo kuzoba ngathi ifumene inqaba ukhokhela business. You must know one thing. Leading people is not a child's play. But awuvudi abantu bakubayeke otholithatha bangakhokhelwanga kuba wena ukuthuka. Akho nto bangazokubiza ngayo. But we want to congratulate you as executive, united, know that there are going to be new formations coming up. Hlalani nabo bawungakhutshwana ayikho le nto sizokhuthana ngayo because all of us were just collecting crumbs under the table. Abantu benza ibhizinesi abekho. Akho mntu wenza ibhizinesi akunahulumeni. Akho mntu wenza ibhizinesi kwezi rural areas, whether zase-Cape Town, whether zezase-KZN, sonke siqokelele umoqhu phansi kwetafika. Masikukhuthana silwe ngezo formation gijima nabantu ababini. Instead of all of us coming under one roof and do what is right, support our government, support our small guys who are coming up. I want to congratulate you, Mamuzulu, and especially that this business chamber is led by a lady. It's very rare. The Ihbc Business Chamber. Ihbc Business Forum is a formation that was established almost 5 years back by 3 areas, which is Minima Mandela, which is Mizana, Ihbc, which is Flexa from Sigi, and Port St. John's. As business leaders, we decided to sit under one roof and champion the development of the wine industry. I am from that organization which Ihbc Business Chamber forms part of. And good people, there's one thing that I want to tell you. We are only involved in businesses as legal, and we will never subscribe to any environment, any violence. We will never stop any project without engagement. Abantu project, and we will never subscribe to that. Because in our project, when we fund business, we go for employment. You can go for business or for employment. If we all know and we are disciplined enough, because when I say my project, let's try and be proper business people. Because selfish, because when this project is we don't subscribe to violence. Tina is one post business team. Anyone who's violent, not in our region, not in our name. That we are very clear about it, we will never be apologetic about it. Business opportunities will always be there, but employment opportunities are very scarce. It is important to understand as a business chamber. Umeya appear to Nagakan Bundum Mayor, the Bundum Council, different purposes, because the reality expectation is too high. The resources is non-zero. But we are saying to our politicians, no one's running here in business. God can use for to about the business. I intend as to make your value decide the material. No. The business people understanding creates jobs. Jobs will never be created by government. Abantu creating jobs, see it. Nobody can make it of limited. Aninayo. Abantu bakashayo, see it. All what you need to do is to create a conducive environment for you to increase the number of your people that are employed. Mamaya if you're trying to chamber. Hence, instead of studying hands, identify the real business opportunities that are going to grow the economy and create sustainable jobs. Yes, we are trying to reduce our income. But when are we going to reach a stage whereby we say, let's use our resources, let's use what we have to create a bigger portion of savings? I happen to start something in construction, planning survey. I was on the way when you create business. Instead of hotel. Sometimes the contract get 200 million. We send a lot of attention. We have to do the project next year. I want to today $1 million flat under. That's not business. The construction, they are business. Let's start thinking outside the box. I was going to order 200 million. Within a short space of financial year, you drove from 200 million, you are sitting with 2 million. That's not business. Let's think outside things that can create business. It's your duty as leadership of Ihbc to start putting those intents to say, what can we do? Because entrepreneurship is about identifying an opportunity. So lead up culture, I go to a home, massive. What about the massive movement in Amame? Without this much such carrying of no vegetable. Let's start thinking about those things because they are very important. It is important to see us, but in wide goals, what is it made of? Including Ihbc business. sikule area leyo ring-fensiwe ngamabhulu kudala esithi mayingadevelopwa le ndawo because i-ANC leaders came from here, Oba Mutambo, Oba Mandela, and everyone else. We were sidelined. That's why now we are demanding the current government to say those leaders that were before you, abantu never got development. Because if you lambisa abantwana bakhe baphuma kwistranded esitratweni so that when ukwazi ukugibela phezu kwakhe. We are now calling for our government to say there is opportunity here. It has been declared as the poorest nation. We go to statistics. I think we are number 2. That is why get gender-based violence and it is violence. Where there is poverty, abantu bokuqala baba victimized nabantu abangomama. Because amadoda ayaphuma baleke ohlala izindwane nahlingakazi abuye malanga edemand ukudla lo mama yena has been all over the show ezama everything mama yenzeke kufuneka sijonge le nto le-poverty kwendawo yethu indawo kuba kunzima nje ukwenza ibhizinesi because okokuqala bakwazi ii-customers zakho baphuwa le environment operator kuyo kunzima nje i-network ukwenza i-transaction yase-bank you cannot do it. Now, White Coast is described as the area, especially in the area, crime statistics. Now, I think it's only now that we are number 2 as this area, especially since number 1. This was the highest crime spot in the country, which tells you that there is poverty. There are programs in this area, but we can tell us song as especially our leaders. There's this Ihbc N2 that is underway. Ihbc N2, I must say, Mr. Sonkesha, we have established a very powerful relationship with Sandra as this bank. Firstly, we have signed an MOU. We have agreed on the system of operation. 2, the 30% ubhizi contest on the Sandra has agreed to 30% local. And our local people are participating. We believe that can be extended. But that is something that was achieved successfully with Sandra. We have even achieved something that has happened. Sandra, the head office here, Municipal, what it ofuna unofaki tender document here for Sandra, with no drive 8 hours. We appeal to Sandra to open a local office. That office is up at because when we get to all municipalities, we felt that in Mozambique is at the center, also halfway, also halfway. Now we got a fresh office here, Sandra, led by Mr. Misa and Bauson, who are doing a real job in developing our people. That is a big milestone that we've achieved in the area of Mozambique. But what we are saying, Sandra, currently, they participate in the project at 1.6 billion. And our major participation, Sandra, negotiating this. Because Sandra, if you end up at they are not going to own any form of manufacturing in this area. We've got now an agreement in place. Now, the 1.6 billion next year, as a president, the projects that will be awarded projectedly before the end of March is almost sitting at 8 billion. Now, the question is, SNL ministers are you ready to participate in 8 billion? The harsh reality, we are not. The harsh reality, we are not. And unfortunately, Silate, because as president was here, award next year, which I'm you don't understand. Fortunately, TM came exactly at the right time. I'm one of the people that knows the programs is about it. It is upon you as business. We have to pay back about 50 million. I'm up 200 million. We need to sit together, we go to that office, we package. One typical thing, DTI is funding everything. There is a component that the bank has to come in another thing. That program is gone. kodwa ingxaki ekhona ngoku abantu balibele ukukhombana bodwa nento bangene baleyibhukhi bayi-DTI whatever and the bank and get funded. Lo 8 billion kuthethwa ngayo next year. Personally, where I'm seated, we are not ready to participate in such things. That thing is too big. I participate on the I always tell yes. None of them knows the telephone said Manuel and India as never. Not government. Because previous governments at the end, we had a part of the research about Panama movement, what to do. It was a speak about moving track here. I said the bus, such must verify that half of the tracks were sent back because they were not even owned locally. I was the worst man in life. Did you not kind of sense that I know something about two opportunities? I don't use mobile social media. We can't afford that. But we've got government that is ready to do that. We can't do that. Because I'm just sacrificing my income for you. When we going forward, we are doing well, but I'm worried we are not ready. Dump trucks, dozers, excavators, you name it. We don't have those things. Or tonight, just as this year verified, we have managed to buy a home, but we've got an opportunity to buy dominance. When you are engaging, the banks engaging OTM has too many deviations because this is a big opportunity. As you are taking a manufacturer, we are still talking about premix, we are still talking about precast material, we are talking about a lot of things. This area does not have industries. Abanye ba business mind, abanye they are professionals, but we are saying time is coming over to development. The next program is smart city. But we're going to say the business chamber, say champion and the smart city because you know those people are losing some data from a guy. Ababan Mama issues don't go so was on that they want to make so one problem. Because the smart city is a combination yet development as a South Africa. We are busy engaging business chambers from Periguana, from Ugu, or Tambo and our friends. We are saying it's business, let's sit together so that the little figure is ready for you. Don't walk away from government programs because as it was one actually develop a letter we are doing. But it's going to happen, but it's often correct. The last issue we need to engage about is development in the area. The issues around that. As much as we're talking about all these big trends that develop, there is a big challenge when it comes to land. The animation of Mamma, it's not even 20% of the square area Zaba local municipalities need. Needs of local municipalities need is state land or is communal land. Unfortunately, the DMT has found in a case that in case that the local transport izinto zithanda straight andifuna ukuyixola because we controversy abantu abane-issues but in reality it is easy to do business in KZN rural than doing business in the Eastern Cape rural. KZN you submit your things enkosini zithathwe zisuwe kwiNgonyama transport ibhodi ibuye izomeasurisha unikwe rate usayine release up you run. Now for the property that have been pushing for 10 years. We have rural development of Unikomi by Abafunda Bambara department, so about Mabene Master. About the Master Pabonke, Master leave, start leave. Ipu, maybe I'm a Pretoria. Because some Shaba went to ties where before you start a business in the former Transkei, you are dead. About nobody is bad as I'm doing business in rural areas, but I can show you. If convenient and Ufana Air Mishaba, Ipoma, Mama Pulaka, in 1976, Usena, because Russes was in Shaba, imposes Yavuma now, but the system you administration is terrible. We are appealing to government to say, they're doing Shaba. awukwazi umhlaba wasebhizana wasemuza udona lona wePretoria. Why our persons cannot take this thing up that department of culture ube yenze leases and everything. Ilisi yakho ufuna ukuthi be effective apha be ready to wait for 10 years. Uba uLC no head of department ban please I'm not going to contest. I'm a living witness. You cannot do business in these rural areas because the system is too long. We are appealing about masasihlangabezane norhulumente wethu. Lo mcimbi ka-CITB ke passionate ngo-CITB. Bantu bakuthi yabona le nto ipresident apha procurement, it is so unfortunate that the fiscal stating here, procurement is a specialized field. Uyabona uya kwezi companies ukwi-department ekuthiwa estimating and pricing. Uqashwa ama-professionals there with ama-tick. Now, abantu bethu siku-cold face kwezinye statements because prior you were expected to operate like a company. Finance manager ohleli, supply chain manager ohleli, umuntu wenza ama-orders and everything else. Now, we need to pull ourselves, but if you criticize business, and I want to make this recommendation clear. Uba a business chamber and have a proper office, at least nibe nomuntu eninaye who does this thing somewhere somehow. Because who the man of the director company, people who is estimating, no manage process IT, no manage bank, manage no, it's a kumapayat. You won't make it. The procurement must remain and it's a specialized space. I want to get figures of what part works. When you look at it alias we are going to go so PE, no ban. I want to get the right word. I don't know about Kama. We are paying to any room now for the money project. Must see in 10 years' time. Then we also talk with previous disadvantage and all that. I don't know about that. A lot of others come as members one number one. We need to move faster. Very about having contested over 30% state alive. You contest about new project when you get more points because you are black and like less points because it's white. In 10 years' time, so the thing is about things to therefore. Yeah, what are you going to figure through? Singaithetha and as appointed to a qualifier who's even as points is wrong and nobody. It's only 10 points. Or 80 points we are pricing. He playground idea. Tunalapa wood. I've got a quad, so you can direct as well as the slave for Thomas Bar. When you don't have a quad, who pays all computer number? You will never make it. That is why the construction industry is the most corrupt and the least transformed industry. Generally, President Mr. CITB. Nani krungu because doga CITB njengwe sicho na mutina pya siwa le. Oka CITB kawa ifika. Ufike for 2004. From 1994, abelu babon ba abadali bangene leaders. Nansebenza companies awolonya. I'm saying sasufumana director companies I was not working, I was working. But lento yokudowngrade siyifayithile sayiwini. Into yokuba abantu makubekho uCITB grade 11 sayiwini. But there are still things that change and we still got unfinished business CITB. One, there is an issue of PE status. But we understand the to see business, the PE status only applied to black people. Prior to the project from grade 7, which will go grade 6, PE. PE grade 6 only. Now that means that Lendo City transformation in industry. Number 2, CITB. Mawijonge lento yokutenderisha in lower grades. Sithi uba nithi nyaba developer abantu ku grade 9 uyakwazi beshika ukutenderisha umsebenzi ka grade 6. Kodwa grade 6 yena kanikwa makambo balapha. Lento is a corrupt thing engingayi-understand you because if you grade 9 usofunani watu class yawatu usofunani. Now that's what they don't make sense. kwayileba ukuthi ikhampani yakho akangifumana umsebenzi uyadowngrade uzama ukuthi ukupase udenge ngoba just because kangiqashwe ufuna ungakwenza ustela we don't make sense. This thing ayenzi sense ngoba uzothi grade 9 kuphinde kuthiwe amo-generation grade 4 kodwa wena grade 4 unikwe mfuthi ngokuhoba kweklasi ngaphezulu. The industry is corrupted by its system, and the biggest enemy of our development, but the biggest enemy yet development in our area is this corruption, because most of the money ihleli kweza industries yavuye DML kwakubanjwe big contractors collude. How I wish that ngaine spoons statistics because if they were black they could be out of the game. All the big companies are collude naphinde nasiphi umsebenzi nemisebenzi enikazona satsho zachiya phakathi. Grenega did that elabhishila semthethweni even the local project yamiswa ngabantu thina besingaphakathi la project yamiswa ngabantu. That company was bankrupt. This project integrate violence in South Africa. Was in financial problems. They were my family, but they will never win even a single case. When this case was filed on Sunday, they will never win because they were bankrupt. We are saying Ihbc Business, we support you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Business is all protocol observed. What are the things how to check their savings schemes? The business that was bumped. Put it in the pump. But Teta, less than the Teta. That the element is prevention. The college in William up. In this moment, in the service, and amateur chamber of business, the PCL chamber of business. Says to get by the Siabuzo Pay, it's in 8 districts that will service as a sector I go over. It's no function as a business awards that were busy with. But on Friday, let me come here. There's a big Standard Bank tournament on Friday. So we are busy up and down trying. The Standard Bank is coming to work, and business partners, they want to do business with us. But I read this a message of support. Business Day. Business Day. The business definition in simple language is information sharing. The business is information. Number 2 is about we know. You can have information, but if you do not know someone, you will not move with your information. So there are 2 categories, areas that you look at. What I'm going to do as I congregate, when I use this place, not easy. I understand the type of representing, because for instance in Naga I attend meetings where there are decision makers. Provincial head Standard Bank. So that in my meetings we take decisions now. I'm not even to you, and sign a meeting and don't know how he says I hope to, because I take decisions. If you attend a meeting as a provincial delegation or as a leader here, the mayor must decide immediately. And the mayor says, pending ratification by the mayor's committee, because this is what we are looking at. I'm not going to be long. I'm going to pick some of the things that will be relevant to this situation. Mayor, executive mayor, but when I am because the base of business in Mozambique is the mayor. TTI, Sekauti, Aposco. Zonke into national must come through the local municipality. I'm not going to repeat this issue of foreign people working in our terrain is dubbed as xenophobic. When we raise these issues, the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe has raised the issue of foreigners. The Prime Minister of Uganda, the President, nobody in Ethiopia, they have said they don't want any foreigners there, but they are here in numbers. So that is government commitment. The government must commit itself. Rwanda, they don't want anybody. You're not supposed to have a saloon. You're not supposed to own a shop. You're not supposed to. You must come with your math, your science, your geology, things that we do not have. But we continue here. Secondly, please invite principals of Muslim in your meeting and the primary schools, especially I'm sure it's section 21 schools, non-fee here, to talk about this nutrition, school nutrition. Abantwana keep poison in school from 5 years they keep poison over manufacture upside fish oil, all those things that you see, they are principals must be vigilant. They must buy from white monopoly capital. They must buy extra. If you are a human being in this room, you must buy. If we don't have these things, you would start in this town and it's white monopoly. Nama Bangladeshis, Nama Pakistan only here. In other words, in shop right, Pick and Pay, Boxer is Pick and Pay. So it's either you buy there. If you buy out, you're buying material, you go to Land of Spa. Build it. If you want proper material. Now, if you call the principals as a consent, people, they must not buy there. The principals make deals with those guys. They make profit and buy this double cake at 24. Or principal, business, all that. You must take action. The Department of Inspection in your section. Inspection, we are asking all over the province. Inspectorate, Yaqua Environmental must be housed in the office of the mayor to inspect these shops regularly. Because these are the lives of our people. Abantwana bethu started Mayor Siatela, as provincial chamber of business, SC partnered with Ihbc. In your evaluation committee, adjudication committee, the Zahil must be president. As observers, to monitor corruption. Because corruption is here to stay. We're busy at provincial level. Mobian has agreed that no finance, that each and every adjudication committee must demand to be in the adjudication committee. You must, so that you see, was this thing awarded properly? Is it right? Because our people are crying. We raise these things again. This is our and this part of the cannabis. Say, take a greater man. That small enterprise at the same time. There's a factory that's going to be opened there. It must be owned by Mozambique Chamber of Business. You must call split up to SEZ. We wanted, there's PE, there's East London, SEZ. We didn't have anything here. Now we have, and we've even said it must be agro processing based. It was approved by DTI, just business plan, but now it's at an implementation stage. In Mozambique, there's processing that's going to take place there. You must be the first to say, cannabis factory is ours. Sidibaniise no head wala project osekuha uzoxoxa nje nalantu zakwenza cannabis eyeni. Because ingenelele saying the Sandra, where is Sandra? Dr. No one knows me. We are advocating from provincial office, man, that all roads to the sea must be tarred. Yes. All roads to the sea. 10 kilometers. If you can have the economy, the tourism, because each of business is multi-sectoral. We have got 850 stretch of kilometers. We want the ocean's economy to be a reality. Good. You could say here at Ihbc, the processing plant for seafood. Also, you can apply for it there. Pabla, land, they say, the STZ. The STZ has got everything. But Abantu, I've seen there yesterday when meeting with them, suppose that they have taken some 11 companies already. They are there alone, 100%. PP, there's been 750 million, but there is no partnership with black business. For instance, business partners can give you 75%, 75 million maximum for your own share in any project. So I'm just going to go through small things there. Follow Kwazamisa and follow Kwazamisa. Will I renewable energy? Why can't we have and says renewable energy? We're checking. So if you supplier, you must ESCOM, you must find back, you can't it's like public personality, unsolicited bid. Women goes about this, there's only departments as now. Songs as please. Sicela abantu basemuzi abangawusubmita itenders ebhali. Abekwenza house. Tender box, public work, tender box, so that you are bringing the service closer to the people. Because so I'm trying to give you the end of the office, fire office in the LED and municipality gives in a free office. Where the free office in Ntata were given by it's happening with the boardroom of the two offices, we don't pay a cent. We are given by government, Department of Economic Affairs. So there's no Department of Economic Affairs here. There's only LET. So LET must give each chamber a small office. But you are going to end up in a wing. You must buy. Because I confront my director, any department, and confront the law, say raise a concern, say it took taking a calic way. You know, it's moving again. But we cannot talk about our issues. When we talk about business issues, we must talk to them. Ma'am, before I sit down, can I ask you, all SMEs in this district, in this local municipality, must have a special billing system for rates and electricity and water. Special, we have got a bill for housing, there is a separate bill. Residential, there is a bill for departments, it's a separate bill. There is a bill, there must be a billing system for ShopRite or don't own your boxer. But you cannot bill umamuna own a business with 2 employees, bill as a boxer. It can't. Deputy Mayor, so can we have started that program. Testament is, even electricity is billed to our builders as business. Yet, I suppose we want our people to build as residential because they have the business, especially during COVID. As I learned, sector, that that is our honorish plan. These are the issue here, agriculture, the agricultural college, we call it soil. You must facilitate it such that it takes good director, money at the college just like one have. When you need our support, our help, we are there. Number of money if number. So if you want to come, number. Thank you very much.
As a funeral we are happy that we are led. By visionaries, by people who have a vision about our area. Esikwaziyo basiphinde si-interact nabo. Futhi elikwaziyo Dr. Nonto ebhayekele emnyanisweni njengoba uhamba crisscross the province. But every time, anytime we call upon you, you are available. I'm able to pick up the phone, you send a message and you respond immediately. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. Without wasting more time, Honorable Mayor, I would like to call you to come and introduce our guest speaker so that we can get to that section of the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Program Director. I can safely commit in the issue of the office space that it will be there will be some consultations but I know there's a space that can be utilized for the people's mamele apho. Utata wami one time wakafika ikwekwe ekhaya yafika yageza kanti ngale mini gezayo kukhona idatha azibuyile imisebenzi azange ziyilethile kanje nekwekwe ngoku uthi utata yafika ikwekwe ntombi apho ingagezi zayithini izibhombolo zami so nezibhombolo zami endiqinisekileyo into yobana I will get all the support as umuntu ke that is new in the office. You may not know everything ke xa ukhona mandenze lo msebenzi ke kuthiwa mandiwenze leyoku-introducer our guest speaker linenekazi ke lithi Ihbc National Assembly from 2009 PEC member African National Congress prior KZN provincial deputy chairperson where South African Communist Party prior KZN. She is the Deputy Minister of the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. Usukapaya KZN is none other than Honorable Chimamalungelo Mapulusa. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Baba. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mayor. I don't want to say Umeyomush. I'll say Mushamajebe. No, Kulama deployment together and would get him. Over one side, all as I told Musha, well, 6 months. Thank you very much. Mayor, greetings to you. Let me greet Obaba Betu Bagadisu. Leadership here, business forum here, thank you very much. I'm teacher young leadership as we are here. Here Groups Business Forum, Baba, Eastern Cape Business Chamber, Dr. Nonso, greetings to you. Ngicela nje ukubingelela wonke umuntu okhona, officials from various departments. Ngibingelele amabhanki ethu. Ngijabulile ukuthi khona ibhanki ngoba ngizokhuluma ngenye yama-treatments esiwatholayo ebhenki when it comes to business. Kodwa kumnandi uma sesibabona amabhanki bekwazi ukufinyelela kanje sishare information. Kuyabonisa ukuthi khona la siyaba. Maybe before I even get to what has been prepared, engeke ngisangena khona kakhulu program director. Uhlungene espeechini ubona ngathi ngiyahlonipha prepared. But uma sekukhulunywe kanje sekumele kuseyiningi izinto esesidinga ukukhuluma ngazo nje outside the formal thing. Just out of interest, or before I get there, dadewethu uzawufa. Ave kumnandi ukuthatheleka phansi. Ngijabulile nje ukhuluma kakhulu ukuthi thina amampondo sibukeleka phansi. Ayikho into emnandi nje ukubona impumelelo yomuntu ebebembukela phansi umbone ishuthi ayithi ampumelele. I just want to make one example. As it has been said, I'm from KZN, kuzo zonke indawo, fortunately sengisebenza throughout the country, but I want to make this example, one example from one area in KZN. Khona indawo ethiwa isemsini. Emsinga niyabazi la kuthiwa kuhlala khona la amabhinca KZN ney'nkehla enkulu and so forth. You know what, I will talk to the issues of master plan when it comes to the issue the sector in the textile and leather. Emsinga, you won't believe what right now, sine factory enkulu yaga clothing and textile, ethungela ofoshini, it's all these big retail stores. Just a woman from Singa. I've been sharing with the people from my office right now because sekusuka abantu from the country bethi siyofunda ukuthi kwenziwa njani. They started very small, but with the assistance. Sometimes when we come as government, when we come as a department, you don't even have to come with the financial assistance. Kodwa ukuyohlala nabo phansi uthi these are the avenues. Created market of which I believe namhlanje makuzokufa sizoqala lo ukuthi you won't be seated and say iyeza ithi ayisine imali ugovernment uyeza usandrani nemali ngesikhathi you don't need imali because we won't have enough money to do that. But sometimes we need to sit like this and have such discussion. And then we open up opportunities. Then we say, what is it that you are producing? Here are the trade markets. Here, those are the things that we say. We build ourselves together, we build our future, then see what we do. So, even from Zoya, I think the from Joe Bugela Pants, but if was to Bugela Pants, but Ube determined that I want to get some, that determination takes me somewhere. Yikoje izwe ngandlebenge angazi uma kuyiqiniso ukuthi abanye bethu bayo awardwa even on Friday. You wouldn't have got to that level. So again, njoba sila ngiyayibuzela nje awuyibuka ukuthi uqokile bangaka bathi yabona bekuqokile kwakhiwe nje umama la eSouth Africa. Ngathi mina nje baqoqe nje ngingakhomba ukuthi ngibooste bani wase-South Africa, hayi wase-South Africa kwakulocal bangaki. Okay, mhlawumbe ngokusimplify ukuthi one business chamber, business forum zinhle iy'nkimba zenu neso azitsho ngoba sengiyabheka nje kulabo osomabhizinisi enginabo kwi-forum ubani lweni ninikele thenda kathaka nijungelele ezoyimba lowo msebenzi nje nathi sifuna ukuba nalezi ezimhlophe size siyiprinte ngoba thina siphethe osomabhizinisi niyithathele niyithathe eThekwini nakethi naya lapha endiyeni nangasekhaya iverule ngathi doesn't get love. How many times ukuthi we will sit here, sithi sifuna izinto ezizekithi. Do we have that thinking ethi siqala kaphithini ukuthi sithi asithi sifight but yini lokhu esithi ayingempela sila and sifuna izinto zenzeka. I would always say, akekho umuntu ofika sicabangela, akekho umuntu ozowuletha ushintsho, sizoqala thina, and siqale ngento encane kodwa akuhambe indlela enkulu. That is why I always say, mesibuza igama le-department that I come from, i-DTIC, that C, the competition part of it, it's very good. And ngiyafisa ukuthi why the C. Ngoba even our leaders from the business chamber and forums, we've been talking about the competition esiphila kuyona ukuthi how do we make abantu bacompete, why is one not in the same level? That is the scene that comes in. Ngikhuluma ngama-t-shirts nje, ngikhuluma ngama-school uniforms. Ungasuka ngathi manje ingane yami i-uniform ngithengile, ngizothi ngiyakajela, yini ujela abanye? Awuyazi. Sikhuluma ngamaphakathi. Angiwasho. Sikhuluma abantu bangaphandle abafike bezodayisa ey'ndaweni siye kuma-top jobs. I was happy umeya wethu ethi bane-program where they are revamping and revitalizing the shops in our townships and our rural areas. Kodwa ngase simbuze umanje ukuthi ngobani lesi esibarevampile, ngobani abadayisa lapho. That's the end again that we need to do. Ayodayisani, the quality of the product that is there. By design, by shipping, that is competition. Sishipise yini, sikomperishile yini, that competitiveness. Siwabulela kanjani amabhizinisi ethu. Ngesikhathi ugqoka ufuna ugqoke impahla ene-label, engasho lutho ngesikhathi, even the material, ubone ukuthi udodule material, because kunalowa LV, ophumephi, ongene nomkhumbi wagijima, killing our business in the country. I think that is the consciousness that we need to build in Bantu, really for us to build our economy. Kunalezinto esiyibona ngasuthi ungcono, ngasuthi you have reached there once ugqoke lesasicathulo esingalela gama, wagqoka leya jacket. Kodwa uthi musukuthi ikwenzeleni nothing at all, but it killed your own business, ulala i-business lomfowenu nawo wonke umuntu. So that is the consciousness that we need to build mesihlangene endaweni nje. Umfowethu ukhulumile ngama-business forum trying to stop stopping even a business that is taking place. If you are a businessman, you don't look at your own business uthi uma ngitshala mina, uma nje ngitshalile ubhontshisi wami ngavuna ngawuthola u-500,000 wami kuphelele. It's not the thinking that you want from you as business people, but we want a thinking ezothi i-business is starting from the initial stages. What is it that we look, we value chain yonke, is it ukubone sibale nalawo numbers, job opportunities and business that are opening, then we'll say we are going to reach somewhere as a business. I'm happy Doctor right now has been talking to the issues of MSCZ. Yesterday I was in East London, my good doctor. We were launching the expansion of the SCZ, IDZ East London, on the auto sector mostly, as you know. But the question is, yes, siyahlanganisa, siya-establish imoto here in South Africa. Imoto, as we born igijima naphana, there is so much that we can get from our country. Sikhuluma nge-leather, angisazulile lokhu ngayo. Wathi siyahlaba siney'nkomo sinangani. Yini esiyibonayo esiyithathayo siyosomabhizinisi sihlela ngesiyama-chamber siyama-forums sithi we are big in farming area yethu yaseNqoza Hill. Lezi ikhumba esihlabayo njalo lamadlozi esiwabizayo sihlaba iy'mbuzi isikhumba sinambuzi. Angithi sisithola sesilahlile. Lezi iy'nkomo esiyihlabayo, we've got SCZ la kweyethu province. Sibuka kwi-value chain, sibuka on localization. Lesi sikhumba sisitholayo sesishukiwe sithathwayo. Sikuzofika abantu from abroad bazothatha kwalesi sikhumba esinaso basithathe basiwekise bayosiprocessa. Thina nje sihlaba sisifaka usawoti nje, afike umuntu asikhohlekhohlise nje usidedele ngo-100 rand. Sihambe afika iprocess ayibuyise seyizoba yileda seziyongena kulamabhizinisi ethu amakhulu. Something that you could have done in the area, I'm not even saying as a country, in the area here, in the province, yes, Eastern Cape, those are the things that you can say, how are we grouping ourselves? It's not difficult, but it's only that we don't want to think outside the box. Sifuna ukukhuluma ngocatering. La sonke sizoba 100 siyo catering. Sifuna ukukhuluma siyobamba umgwaqo because sesibabonile baqalile basemgwaqweni sesithi nathi singena kanjani siyobanga singene kule yambobo encane yenaliti. Well, there's so much that we can do. For me, such a platform, I just want to thank the organizers today. It might not be exhaustive, but this is a journey. What is it that we can do together? Sibonisane, sihambe kancane kancane. Sithi siya lapha kwa public works sesiyofuna umsebenzi. Kodwa siya sesiphethe izwe lodwa as also my business. It's very difficult. Angasho kwenzeka. But it's difficult even for a government to respond now ufika nezinto ezihlukene. But once you come together, even as you need to here we are also my businesses in the area, St. John, the Flagstaff. These are our business people, and this is what we want to do. Are you before I even continue, this is a nice platform, and from what has happened today, it's so nice to go but I can assure you organizers are so great to be short. The program was too packed, it was very good. Let us work together. We will need to have also with the city, call it an exhibition day, a business day, or what, where even from the department that I'm in, I come with relevant entities, very relevant desks. We share the information because information is power. Various kinds of funding that we have. From me, youth is one to mama so that from there, at least we have leveled the ground. From the very informed position that we have. So, I would as community, that is the day, so that when we take stock towards the end of the year, we take December next year, as if at least corner la, we are here today, we're in a very difficult corner. We are locked down near COVID-19. We know COVID-19, what it has done to us. So we know the effects COVID-19 has been to us. Kuma sectors are mainly, I talk of tourism, hospitality industry, and we are just towards Christmas, the festive season. Those are the sectors where we are expecting a massive boom. Are we ready for that? Again, it's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Unfortunately, another post-services has expect age. Ama airport mandatory, ama tourist nabe sefikile izoshaya futhi again. But lokusho akusho ukuthi asivali izandla, asigoqe izandla sithi kuphelile. Again, ngijabulile ukuzwa umeya, ngijabulile ukuzwa osomabhizinisi bekhuluma nangokuthi let us even be more prepared for isikhathi esovula ukuthi i-economy yethu ivula kanjani. Asitharishe even lokho sazi ukuthi bafuna la mahlathi vele sinawo thina esiwabukela phansi. Akube period lesiyilungisa khona ukuthi when things open, we know that we are ready as business people in the area. Ayikho into ebuhlungu nje ukuthi usufika koGoli njengamanje kusine-expo eseDubai. Usuke la eSouth Africa uyothenga nje just ubuhlalo sedubai. Ufika umgexo wobuhlalo usuthenga ngo-1,000. Usuyabuza kulo muntu webala usekudayisa. You go down to Eastern Cape, you go to Menzenga Malini. Bafikile nje bakuthenga ngo-50 ranjana. Sajabula thina ngoba siyazi imali baqoqa babisa lelo. Why are we not organizing ourselves? Ey'ntweni njengalelo. We've got departments. Wonke ama-departments are here. My department is there to open up those opportunities for you. And I can share with you in-pay that you get mhlawumbe thina kakhulu department aka-trade industry competition where you have to even organize the trade missions to various countries. Uthi usuhamba nama-companies in those trade missions ngiyahamba uwabuke mhlawumbe 100 companies. Uthi la bantu bebala bonke sihamba nabo ibapha bakithi. Then you go back and ask, where are our black companies? The most frustrating response we get is that you are So that is why we get so much excited when we are invited to come and engage with the people like this to say, sifuna ungaphinde sibe nombuzo ukuthi abantu aba-apply. UTelmpoint yena wazi wonke ama-services akhishwa ku-DTIC. Ungasangibuza abanye bangani. Uma singaphumi thina sizoxoxa nani, there are very few people abasahlala bakwazi ukuguglisha bakwazi ukungena ku-internet bathole. That is why sizothi besikhuluma sihamba naba-applyile ebebeyitholile information. It's upon us again ukuthi sikhulise engage nabantu, but ngifuna ukukhuthaza it will be a little bit impossible ukuthi sigijime corner by corner, street by street. Asifunde lezinto engazakwethu. Uhulumeni is there for you. Once you call, once you write committee, we need this information. There is no way that you can hide. Noma kanjani kufanele sifunde sizamina. But once you sit down and fold arms nithi asazi ugcina kube inkinga, we'll make an effort from our side as a government to go out to reach out for you. Wonke ama-departments lapho, if I say government, I know everyone. We wish we can reach each and every corner of our country, but it's a little bit impossible. Once we are called by you, akukho la uhulumeni akwazi ukucasha khona. Uyaphuma ezibandla afika share information kanje, uqala ama-program, uqala ama-project, izinto zenzakala. So mina engizokucela kakhulu nje ileyo mthando from your side, ilo ukushisekela from your side ekutheni babize. We have got so many entities in all the departments that can assist you. But if you don't bother them, kuzoba nzima siyohlala siyikhuluma emakhoneni kodwa ingafiki la isifika khona. So really I wish we can be part of that. As the Department of Trade and Industry, Trade Industry and Competition, we have resolved on paying a particular focus on the future strategic focus as part of the Economic Reconstruction and Recovery Plan. As a point of departure, DTIC is driving a deeper economic integration through building local industrial capacity. When I say deeper integration, this will enhance the connection between our policy, vision, and effective implementation. We have already started working on this, and I know that businesses always accuse us as government of moving slow and a little bit late when it comes to, with the results when it comes to that. This era requires quick turnaround in order to make an immediate change to the crisis. The key areas of integration of our economy is the following. Where cities, siyazama ungena reconstructed. Number one, uniting growth and transformation. That is economic growth and creating space for black businesses to be included as players, especially in key sectors like automotive, steel, furniture, agriculture, clothing, and textile, leather, shoes, and so on. And I'm inviting you, all of you, for these sectors that I've just mentioned. So what I did lending to our master plans when it comes to this. In master plan for a sector, let me take an example: clothing, textile, leather, and shoes. When we talk of a master plan, now our sectors, that is a plan 80. As a country, what is it that you want to do to make sure that all the role players in that sector do play their role and they benefit, and more especially how to make sure that we become inclusive and even bring in those previously disadvantaged groups. Again, details on the example the sector, again, clothing and textile, no leather, no shoes, and whatnot. We call all the role players, the big retailers, it all in city. Here we are dealing with clothing. Singene madolobheni siyothenga sithenga impahla. Sinosomabhizinisi besenza business plan, sinabasebenzi besenza business plan, sino-government besenza business plan. All the role players, abantu abathintekayo in that sector, bese sithi umnotho ola uhambe yephi. Angithi angikho ukuthi advertise itolo, anginandaba nokuyi-advertise, I will make examples. Truth, you are all over i-country yethu. Lezi mpahla ezisemashelfini ziney'thathaphi, ayibabali. I-materials imported from Dubai, from China, noma kufika sekufika the full government from which area, siya eTurkey siyothenga zingeni. Then siyaplana njalo i-business plan le. Kuloko enikuthola ngaphandle kungakanani esingakuthola within the country yethu. Bazoshiya i-competitiveness. Ayiyabizwa besitholakala, ayisithole ingakapheli. Lezi iy'cathulo eniy'dayisayo niy'tholile, same answer. I-rubber sinayo yini eSouth Africa? Don't we have cotton in South Africa? All those things. Then we sit down as a city. Now our inputs on making a final product. With bonke lama role players, asivumelaneni ngoba manje sakha umnotho wethu wale country. Like clothing and textile. Right now, sivumelene ukuthi yonke isitolo esikhulu esidayisayo i-retailer eSouth Africa, 40% of what is obtained kuma-shelf akube ku-originated from South Africa. Hence I was making an example, the factory SMC, akuyona yodwa, kodwa leyo ngiyithathele into yodwa ngithi it is in the deep rural areas where kufanele siyongena sifike. I-master plan yethu ithi by the year 2035, leyo percent ayibe isikhulile from 40%. Sesazi ukuthi was spending at least at 60%. And by so doing, ivula amathuba omngaki omsebenzi. Abantu bakithi ebengakaze bayithole ne-pride yokuthi ayikho into emnandi njengawe sesisuka eNgquza Hill municipality senisebenzile mameya senine-factory yenu abuke umuntu athi meyilondeza yintoni athi ikwenza nawe as South African wazi ukuthi whatever is happening yinto yethu and siyayibona yenzeka. Same thing, you go to the shoes. In a shoelace, and the sole of the shoe, and that completes the whole value chain. Whatever we do as business people right now, don't be satisfied by the final product. It's upon you nithi menhleli sikonsulule yonke into ukuthi le mask siyithola sesiyiproduce nje kodwa uphumephi lokho phakathi because we can produce it. If we can, what is stopping us from doing that? That's the mentality that we need so that we can grow our own businesses. Sectors, as I'm saying, master plans is auto still is the same thing. Where what is it that you can get from within the country? When we talk localization, what is it? It might not be 100%, but the better part of it should be localization. Right now, we are celebrating as a country city, Silvishay Agreement, free continental free trade area. One basic thing when it comes to what you are going to be trading in as a continent, it's what is called the rules of origin. Rules of origin are Joba's Vumelene see continent, citizens of trader within a continent. Is Vumelane city as funny ufike wena South Africa usohlangene no Nigeria no Kenya no whatever country ekhona no Egypt wena uzotrader ngempahla enga-originate from your own country uyingenise ngale musuthi izotrader within i-continent. Iyahamba-ke leyo kakhulu kodwa we are adamant to say that's what is going to grow i-economy yezwekazi lethu le-Africa. Awukwazi ukuthi uthi uproduce imoto uzofika uphethe imoto usuthi uyotrader nayo ku-continent. Sithi mesibheka the whole body yemoto nabo konke okuphakathi uthola ukuthi nina as a country no 10% of it. That is not your car. That is not what you have produced. Awukwazi ukuthi uye nempahla uthi fashion wise ngiyongena ngukwa i-material kodwa namonowa there is nothing here yakho wena mhlawumbe uhlanganisile. Again, iyakhikeka that from your country. So when we talk localization, when we are saying the cornerstone economy of each and every country is industrialization, that is exactly what we are looking at. Again, the government will never win that if ever we don't sit like this. If ever in your corners as business people, you don't sit and say, what is it that we can do to make sure that when it comes to production, as a country, it originates with us. But it's one thing, as you put in fertile, come to KZN, come to Eastern Cape. Again, if we don't sit around the tables like this, sitting, what is it that you are going to be benefiting out of that sector again? So do you know materials? Do you know even that they want that material because it ventilated, how expensive it is? You just buy a shirt, this shirt like when they material but equally product is inside nothing. But sizo appreciate that and say figure bethatha itraki igcwele intsangu yethu ihambe ngiyazwela bese ngithi intsangu mhlawumbe ngababiza ngale spoon igcwele ohemp bethu isihamba. What is it? When we talk of agro-processing, exactly what Dr. Mintoko has been talking about, that is where we want to reach. Ilabo million plants that we want to have. Ikwazi uzodredwa lana sakhe lama material. Sazi ukuthi when we talk to the issue of beneficiation, siyayiqala siyibeneficiate sesingayikhipha indwangu ngoba bazobe beyifuna. Kodwa isiphuma ngama-terms ethu. Ne-price sikwazi ukudetermine yithina because we have worked on this thing. Sishiswe ilanga siyisebenza, sayithatha sayoprocessa. They can take indwangu is the final product. Abayithathe, the prices are being determined by us. And their determination yama prices, I always say, but when we talk in one voice, this is the pricing, and so I always say, the power, it's only that what is it that you can benefit out of your wealth scenario? There's so much that you can do. Two, bengisakhuluma ukuthi senzani just to integrate the economy yethu. Two, we are boosting local production. We are steaming ahead with globalization policy where a larger percentage of raw materials for production must be sourced within the country than imported from abroad. This will create upstream and downstream business as suppliers. This point has been driven by SA to the recent intra-African trade fair in Durban for the continent to do the same in Africa's economy. We have developed sectoral master plans of which I talked about them. One thing here, when I want to share with you here, i-industry ebukeka futhi ikhula kakhulu kuphi, it's auto industry. Even in that African trade fair, we said, I think you saw it. It was 2 weeks ago. It's 2 weeks. It was booming in so many various countries. Many sectors, yes, we had discussion, but I can assure you, when it comes to the automotive sector, of which you, Eastern Cape, are very in. Yes, Sabatolo, Toyota, Sabatolo, Hilux, Gauteng, Sabatolo, Toyota, but we know what it is automotive sector. Ihbc, the benefit is business. See what is Puma, we continent even yesterday, as I'm saying, we are launching the expansion of that IDZ. That was the main question that everyone was asking, is to say, how are we involving our own local people? Sijabile Izolo, there is, it's Igbo company with very young people, most of them, Babela, most of them, Baba. They've started business that is working in that IDZ, and it was you fucking Mercedes-Benz and so forth. Those are such expansions that you are looking at. I'm not doing it often. In this area to make sure that we link up. For me, if ever we have got Abandabama business chambers, they are your bridge to say with whatever we are producing. But really for me, with such a good start, with such an active forum, I believe that is where we are heading to. Growing exports, we are an imbalanced trade with our trading partners in Europe and Asian markets, with South Africa being least exporting to them compared to them importing to us. We need to ramp up our export levels to these markets. Our trade negotiation attaches in various markets and sees with this responsibility. It's one division that I can say which department it is working very well. As to say, how do we open up markets with other countries? On the day that we have promised to say we will come back on here to this area, that will be the desk, that will be the division that is going to be here to sit down and share with you information as to say, when we open up markets for you, what are the things that we are expecting? Again, let me make an example. Nifuyile kakhulu kule area. Kunama opportunities, export opportunities. I will make an example, get to buy Middle East opportunity that is there, of which I would love to link with Ifora even here. I think a month or 2 months ago, we linked up with KZN ama beef farmers, because if beef here in South Africa, it may not get no one as we want in the East. In the Badlegile, consistency, I'm going to be able to Lamanana Bawafunayo, Siwas was supplying the funding, the quality. We had a meeting with them, of which we can bring them even here and say, how do we link together so that when it comes to quantity that they need, those are the opportunities. As we go out, they call, they know this is what they want. And Deputy Minister of Small Business, while she was still Deputy Minister of Small Business. That was one problem. kwasiba nama-changes kanti sekuzoqala nje ukubhiza ama-elections what to do with the money. That is an opportunity again Mayor wami esithi we can even organize those people badinga nje inyama worse when it comes to i-lab ihamba almost every day ngoba yona ilula. It's just the carcasses of lamb egibele ibhano bayihambise. Do we make money as the country with 11 lemon exports senzayo? These are the opportunities that are there. We can sit together and say, how best can we open up such opportunities? It's just but one example. There's so many other things. Even on that day, when it comes to the issues of trade, we are going to be looking at that. Another very important one that we are high and we are very serious and we are big on is increasing investment and expanding the green economy. Young people now in the country, the world is going green. Whenever you come on a proposal, on a project on green economy, I get over big hands, right now, sikesabona nje yikho ngithi angifuni nokucabanga ukwenza izinto ezinkulu. Nibonile ukuthi lento ibulala kanjani environment yethu. Ubani sekwayibona this thing is dangerous more than plastic. When we talk of biodegradable things, lento I dissolve, ayenzi ukuthi ayiboni. What are the things that you are doing? Khona nje i-youth eqale into emnandi akulona ibhizinisi per se, but it shows ukuthi bayakwazi ukucabanga bathi we can make a living out of that. While it's making a living out of it, siyasiza i-environment, thereby assisting i-country yethu. Baqale bezile bafuna i-funding, bayafundwa. For me, yikho ngithi lapho i-example encane engafuni ukuthi ngiyidayisa mina njengosomabhizinisi iy'ngane ngizana ungijabulise ukuyibona zenza ngase ngithi abawosomabhizinisi ngoba ngingabona lezimo enga-breaka down lento. You can even think of the alternative, material to do that, but come and assist the government and tell me how do we save our environment. Laba bantwana babona but bebefuna nje funding ukuthi they will go around, but you can't believe just going to share your it was plastics and plastics of bags. Overnight with environment yethu labo fish city see pride ngawo the ocean economy sesivula nje nangalo. I'm just making a better example. We really need to think out of the box offering business. When I grew up, there was a business person you know what, it's a pity and get a business in the Vela. That man was what when you wake up in the morning, it's up to you to that you must know. Joe Stella song is better. But in the night, they are pushing towards some and just feel what it can no mama, they mother petty, is a cholanga. So, as was it, we are touching and then you want to say, was on 50% suit, again, send me suit. I was so touching people and get inside talk. It's just up to us how innovative, how, that is what you need when you think of a business. The abona thing is show iyophendula lombuzo okushow down it was a step and then. Uhlangane nihlale kanje beza amagqumani bathi DM we have got a business can you assist to babuse. We phethe imfuna anything. Once washo njalo nje ukuthi ngenza nje noma yini. Once waqawathi hayi mina le business nje ungayibona neyami company is PTY Ltd it is anything. There is absolutely nothing that you can do that you can even try to assist such a person. So I will always emphasize, let us think outside the box, let us be focused, let us plan what we want to do, I would always say the doors, iminyango kahulumeni, iminyango wama-departments khona. Yes, there might be red tapes, but we're trying by all means ekutheni sibe accessible, nikwazi ukungena, sikwazi ukuxoxa sixoxe sami. Ungasuye e-department njengamanje, uma kuzofika impendulo ethi bangaka aba-applyile, for an example, kwi-BIS, like industrial scheme, to about 2,000. No, they did not meet our requirements. Why? What have you done to assist them? Because we cannot be seated in the offices sitting. They did not meet our requirements. You take a phone, but that should be a two-way approach. Even us in the departments. It's up upon us ukuthi uma esehlulekile umfonele ukuthi u1 2 awenzanga kahle, you can correct lapha nalapha. Akube sihluphe both sides ekutheni abantu bethu abamnyama bayohluleka kuzobeni if we are not there to assist them, but nabo abangasabi ukubuza. That's one thing esihluphayo abasisaba ngesikhathi nathi. Basibhuldozela abanye izizwe zingafonela ngisho ebusuku kodwa wakithi umuntu ubona ukuthi usaba ngisho ukuthatha ucingo ngazi ukuthi wenza crime uma ufuna ifunding from uhulumeni owethu nohulumeni. Let us make sure ukuthi asibahluphi. We are public representatives, sikhonela lobo, they are the officials bakhonela lobo ukuthi bazosiza wena. So usuke ungamhluphi uzobuza ukuthi ngi-applyile ngifuna ukuthi nifunani. Sinama-entities like your IDC with a lot of money. Have you applied? Athi umuntu ungafaka kanye ngehluleka. Ngeke phela bazomnokhela ukuthi not at all. Sino-NEF abasiza abantu besifazane, go to NEF, you know, sinamabhizinisi amaningi lapho. Ngeke bazomnokhela, you come to us. Sino-BIS, Black Industrial Scheme. Have you ever applied? Bese sibake nathi futhi letimuni lomfront. I will share with you here, uphoxa yesathi saba nawo, bazokwazi ensuka nama-details. Sahamba ngelilanga saku-BIS. Lento banothi sizibhizinisi lomuntu wesifazane athi neselizwe awada oyinqoma kusukuma indoda ithe isizobonga. Can you imagine having funded the Black Industrialist Company uma sekuzobonga ugcinele kusukuma umuntu athi thank you very much. Idemoni lokufunda, it will kill us. I always say the moment you get tempted with your friend, just think of the country, think of umakhelwane wakho obezoyithola le mali benefit. Mhlambe ubezoqasha kangcono even kulo kufunda where ugovernment ezokhipha 50 million mhlambe wona kunika 500,000 and everything is gone. Idemoni elisibulalayo elibulala all the good prospects that you have in making sure that you change the look of economy as a country yethu. Kodwa just because sike sifuna ukufocus kulo komncane nje ozokuthola ngoba it's very rare. I don't think ukhona umuntu wabafront kuthiwa uzofana ngo-50 million kuthiwa nawo no 50% share. It's very rare emva kwabakho abakhona uma sifuna ifront. Akekho oyokucisha lokho. It's us who are going to do that, but awukwazi ukwenza ungenayo leya futhi I don't want to say political consciousness. Ubuntu nje ekutheni ngikuthathelana omncane obezosiza thina siphinde sikhambise. Again, yesterday when we were discussing we were saying yes, we are funding all these big companies. One question that we need to ask ourselves is to say from the funding how much is left within the country. Ukuyishiya le country yethu ukuthi singene kule value chain. Asithi sifandile inkampani enkulu kodwa nathi we should take it upon ourselves as government ukuthi bangake sibaphulisile abahambe bethola endleleni ukuze nabo bakhule bakwazi ukufika kule level ethini babe o level 11 laba bakhona bakhulu bathole lezi imali bakwazi ukuqualify. Kodwa nakhona as I'm saying kusele kuthina ukuthi siqhubeke sikwenze. Again, if future of our economy, as I've said, lies in the manufacturing sector, we need more manufacturers, and we have incentives in the department to assist manufacturing to buy machinery, working capital, infrastructure build. Sinako. That part of the machinery, Sinako. Ngiyazi kuzoba nama-conditions ukuthi afike nalapho I just need to own uthi ngiyothenga inkampani nemishini yakhona bakudayisela imishini yamdala. I-due diligence izokwenziwa ukube nokuthi le mishini ofuna ukuyithenga njani. But as a government, as the department, sinayo leyo funding ukuthi siqale sithengise ngisho imishini emisha so that i-production yakho ingeke phela uthi usangene 6 months down the line imishini siya. Amaningi badeclaremelwa lokho athi umuntu hayi mina bathethe bangidayisela le mishini yakho. Yilezi zinto kufanele sifike sihlale phansi sixoxe ukuthi ufandeka kanjani, but those are the things that we are having in the department, and we need you to come up and say these are the opportunities. We need to see more of the black industrialists working in all sectors of the economy. As custodian of this program of building more black industrialists, we are alive to the complaint from many aspirant players about the policy criteria for qualifying. That is at least companies combined asset, turnover yakona must be 30 million and above. I-complaint enkulu, i-outcry enkulu ke le esibhekene nayo. But uma sithi uhulumeni uyalalela, igcina isishaya ngoba umuntu wakithi ubefika-ke ku-small business. U-small business akadluli ku-10M usida. Uthi ubalekela ka-black industrialists sifike sithi thina i-turnover yakho kufanele ibe 30M. Uthole ukuthi sinalapho esizobabiza nge-missing link. Agcine engazi ukuthi ngizoshaya kaphi ngizoyaphi. Ulalelile-ke i-department, ulalelile uhulumeni. Njengamanje we are under i-review yaleyo ukuthi how do we bring down i-threshold so that singabi nabo abantu abafola kuma-cracks. Sikwazi ukuthi benifuna uku-aplya bese nishayekile ka-small business, what is it that we do as DTIC? Because what we always say as a government, akekho asifisi ukuthi ngigcinene wo-small business. U-small business ngena nje kancane uthi qinti udlule simbone senamabhizinisi amakhulu. So the issue of i-threshold isebenzeka kakhulu and sibuka kuyona ukuthi kwenzekani uma kufika lapho. Right now, I was happy ngibona u-Standard Bank enathi phakathi kwethu namhlanje. We are busy in the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition. Sikhuluma nge-social and solidarity economy, policy yalapha. I will just summarize it briefly as to say what is it that we look at when sikhuluma ngaleyo policy. I will make an example. Siney'tokofela, sinama-co-ops. December njengamanje nje wonke umuntu ungasenze ukhuluma ngesitokofela sizosmayila ngoba usuzongena no-50,000 wami kade ngibeka unyaka wonke. Usuzongena lo wa-12,000 wami kade ngibeka 8,000 unyaka wonke. Bese siyawuthatha hayi abutshwala sokuthenga manje ngoDisemba. Abuma-rice siwathenga zabe u-10. Itokofela sizishuthi. Musu uyabuza ukuthi uyawadinga yini ama-rice awu-10. Awudingi nje ukudla okuningi sokuthenga but siseyivile for the whole month. Besiseyivaphi? Besingaseyivi phansi kombhede. Besiye e-Standard Bank. Standard Bank lithi sihambe awubabi. Besiya ngikho ngithi ngenze exam hayi ngoba ngisho Standard Bank or mhlambe ngoba basekho besiyiva kulama bank amakhulu. Izokwenzani sizo-withdrawa siyibhubhise qale phansi futhi unyaka sibeke. Ngase sihlanganisilayo stokofela siyama-co-op sizenze i-co-op sihambe siyonokha kulama bank amakhulu esibheka kubona bazofuna yonke into ongakhona athi we are good uma sizoyifaka le madlana yethu basithanda baze basixoshe nangomuntu usuku kodwa once sanoka sathi yasiphela sasibeke nje 10,000 wethu lapho can you help us isifuna ibhizinisi ethile it's very difficult for them to do that yini ke manje this policy that we are busy siya consulta ngalo sihamba wonke the chambers one day we want to have an ear with you as to say what is it that you can contribute in making sure we don't want to over-regulate social solidarity economy, but we want to say what is the buffer that we can have for organizations like Stokvels, the co-ops, who's a buzz with their shield, whatever savings they are having, they can build on that rather than ever being indebted or over-reliant to bank. So it's just to organize that sector, as government, as the country, we are doing something and we are protecting their interest when it comes to issues of social and solidarity economy. I know you know about that policy. It's one thing that has been widely debated even on the corridors. There's a ruling parties to say, what is it that we do with that sector? So as government, we're trying to reshape and say, how can we protect our people when it comes to that? So it's one of the consultation where city, even when it comes to bulk buying, we can use our own resources. We even talk to the issues of set-asides, of which is not something that is regulated right now, but what is it that you can do to make sure that we have got such things, set aside, whatever program. That is what we want to be doing, is to say, how can we make sure that our co-ops, our Stokvels, all these organizations, there is something that they benefit. They do have that muscle. They do have that voice. Ubuzebawazi play a very important role and an active role in the economy of the country. So it's one thing that we are looking at, and we want to make sure that we tap on it. And by so doing, siyazi ukuthi abantu abaningi abafola in that category, abantu besifazane, most of the time, youth yethu. Ayikho into emnandi ke abantu besifazane njengamanje that from the presidency, yonke department sebesibiza ngenkani bethi come and account ukuthi what are the targeted programs that we have are focusing to ukuthi abantu besifazane simadabula kanjani ukuze baplay a very important role in the economy of our country. I think that will help everyone from the national going down to the provinces, for Masbala, sibe nadawo targeted programs esithi abantu bakithi abantu besifazane sebelungele kakhulu what are the targeted programs esithi sibafaka kanjani. Hence kuyosiza nokuthi during these times of gender-based violence, 16 days of activism, ngesinye isikhathi mostly abantu bakithi besifazane sithola si-subjected ekuhlukumezweni. Hayi ngobani, because we are helpless. Uyabona ungenayo ngisho imali umlindele ukuthi akunike ngisho isinkwa. They can do anything to you. You don't have a voice. Why are we not bringing in everyone ukuthi athi mekhuluma ungasho uhlupheka ushawa zomkhithi ukuthi uhlalela abantu abakho, but you can take the things and you know very well that you can stand on your own, ukwazi ukukhulisa abantu abakho, nawe ukwazi ukuba nesinkwa ube neparish yokuthi ukudle. So that's the thing that you are saying, by making sure that abantu besifazane they get into the mainstream of the economy, it's going to lessen even the gender-based violence that we are faced with. Sazi ukuthi bayafika yeso 16 days of activism, but we don't see a rate enkulu ngendlela ekhona. Siyacela abantu besilisa, let us protect these women. Oma bethu laba, obaba bethu nonke, asibafake nje sibaprotecte, sibabambe ngesandla. Yes, we might be weak here and there. We might not be even that much articulate when it comes to the issues of business, but uma ningasibambi, uma singabanjwa yinina nisibonise indlela, where do you think we will get that opportunity? So during these 60 days of activism, can we be safe? Can we protect these women? Can we protect us? Sizoqhubeka sibambisane. It's difficult. Kwi-economy andiyonendlela elula kodwa with assistance, uma sibambana together we can do more. And I'm here, I'm saying again, we are committing as DTIC that we will be there whenever you call us so that we start this journey together and make sure that we change the lives of our people for the better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. In you, we have a partner now. Before you leave, I'll be speaking to you, trying to arrange the next visit. Because we are business people. We really don't want the talk shows. We want action. There's very good things that are coming out from the presentations that we need to zoom in, whether you're Department of Public Works, whether you're Department, we are CITB, whether you are Sandra. We need to then sit down with you now and say, let's break it down. We are pressed against time. We were supposed to be out of here before 4 o'clock. Due to the challenges, we are still here. And funny guy also send the and this will engagements. But I will limit them with this in mind. We are interacting with these departments. Let's gather our inputs together. Let's send them, let them respond to them, and give justice to the questions that Submission asked. We will take a few questions here, just for as of pressing matters that are needing clarity. But in terms of general engagement, let's gather them together, send them to them, and see when can we sit and discuss them at length. But Honorable Minister, Deputy Minister, we are really grateful that you made time to come here to speak to us. Sometimes we don't listen to these things. There's only so much time. So we really are happy that you are coming here. You are willing to come here and talk to us about government programs that will really assist us. The idea of an exhibition day, whatever we call it, but the day with you again, with your department, with your people. Your people, one speaker said here, Dr. Nonzo, he said, he wants people that will take decisions. Yours is to commit, Honorable Deputy Minister, same as Mayor, but you want people who will be doing these things, who we can bother and say, where are we now? Because we're not going to bother Honorable Deputy Minister, but we need to bother you, Mr. Payana, and say, how are we doing, where are we? So we really appreciate that commitment, and we'll take you up on it. We appreciate the Mayor's commitment that he will work with us as the Mozambique Business Chamber. Ladies and gentlemen of Mozambique Business Chamber and the business at large, my that as business formations were opponents of government. We are not opponents. We can't afford to be opponents in the government. Because business and government must always work together for the development of the communities. Unnecessarily. So we are saying, Honorable Mayor, we will be your partners. We have 5 years there, and we will try and make your life easier as you make ours easy in our space. We want to be development champions as the business people, because these things, World Coast, we speak about them. We can't expect that our political leaders, they know the challenges that we are facing as business. We can't expect that they know. We must feed back. We've got policies that government. But when are we feeding back to government to say, yes, your policies are good, but can you tweak them here? That is our role as organized business, to say, we appreciate that you have these policies, but here, please, can you adjust? So we need to have these interactions. And Deputy Minister is talking about industrial capacity. It's not that. It's not industrialism here in our place. Dr. Nonto, the electric driver from East London to Mthatha, so that they create this sustainable job. So there is a great need for industrialist programs. Clothing and textile. Here, the Honorable Deputy Minister, you've got this construction development that is happening here. All these companies that will be here, they won't have one worker that doesn't have a PPE. We don't have to go and buy it from them. Our people can organize tools. Osandra is helping in trying to say, buy from organized people that can give the quantities that are required. For them to give those quantities and everything that's required, we need the government support. But no, where's the job? I liked the challenge that you posed to us about what we are wearing, about the t-shirts and the ball shirts that we are wearing. I think someone else raised it on social media to say, let us practice what we preach. Because if we are saying to government, localize, then we ought to do the same. I think I will allow just one round of questions. I hope there's no much hands, but I'm willing to give up to 5 hands if there are. But that's it. Unfortunately, we don't have time. I've got one hand. You are number one, sir. If there's any other hand, I'll be glad if it's just that one. Is there any other hand? I've got one hand from Mr. Nqezo. Although I'm tempted, Mr. Nqezo, not to give you, because I want you to come here with who is speaker, is to come and stand with him here, and perhaps, unless you know that is pressing that you want, equal is a data. And then you ask a question, please.
Molweni endlini, ndithanda ukubamba yonke protocol ngesikhundla zenu. Igama lam ndingubuntu, ndiwalapha eNewtown ne-Bcom Accounting. Ndine-business idea, Deputy Minister, yokuthengisa igrocery via i-app. Ngoku ingxaki endidibana nayo i-funding. Yonke enye into sendiyihlanganisile ilogo nentontoni. So ingxaki endidibana nayo kukudevelopha la app ukuze iye ebantwini. Abantu bonke, wonke umuntu odevelopa i-app, abantu be-IT bathi bafuna imali before ndidevelophe loo app. So bendifuna ukwazi uba wena unganceda kanjani malunga naloo nto. Ithanda uba practical ngoba kuthiwe lapha sidibene ne-decision makers. So bendicela nje uncede kuloo ndawo.
Umbuzo ufuna ukuthengisa igrosari via i-app. That means uhlelipha ekhaya and one just through i-app uthenga igrosari ukwabise kwakhe.
Itsho kanjalo so.
Ufuna i-support. How can you support us? Yafuna ke kula exhibition day uba wathetha no-Minister of Small Business. Actually, we wanted them to come to the rest of the year, so we couldn't come here. But I'll be work because we can't work in cycles. That's a reality. So we need to have this department. So I'll let you just quickly respond to that one.
Now, let me respond. I think we need more information. The IPR we are building on what he said, we have a very specified funding, and mostly it is being utilized by Abantu managing on innovation, where we are saying, when it comes to that, we don't even need a business plan, who's an idea, then police. Sibanale funding that is about 700,000 that is not needed. But as I'm saying, at the face value, I might not say he qualifies for that because many people say, let cross out as a way guys, we touch up the app or pick and pay by a hands or check us by a hands. Is there something new? What is it that she's coming up with? But I'm not throwing the idea. Ngizocela ukuhlanganele noMr. Gwanyana uzokuthatha through akwazi ukuconnect abakwazi ukubona lo idea ukuthi where is it taking to, but yeah, it's on the side of innovation, of which, as I'm saying, as the department, we do assist, but they will have to sit down and take it through. They have so many questions, but please be in contact with Mr. Gwanyana. Mr. Gwanyana.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for taking this time. Let me understand that. Let me get that. Two hands there. Quickly. The Bunga is opposed to the child.
Okay. Remember, according to the because we are starting what the institution. And the big question is that we as a question because as dog I tell us the white house indawo ufocuswe kuyo kakhulu. So this is the dog besisiqale imali. I don't want to direct because the last one, the meeting is about now, so that you are like that one or the other. Because the means is process so I don't want to jump in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Try.
Ndinesikhwele ngale ndawo yam. Ndikhule ndimncinci apha. Sinendawo yethu apha kwiPrimary. Ndaphatheka kakubi kakhulu, iiofisi zayo zazisemthatha. Kodwa lapha emali. Ngokube kuluthisho, saprotektha yonke le ndawo phantse i-Eastern Cape yonke. Sanezinto esizibhalayo ke imbike ngoba into yomasipala iyatshintsha every 5 years. But sike sacela into yoba we need factories kweli cala ezikusithini. Ngoku intlungu endinayo ngokukuva into yoba nale factory besiyifuna yentsangu ukuthi izoba semthatha. Masihambe siyoyifuna emthatha. How can you own into yakho kwenye indawo? Ngoba ndisitsho apha bekusenziwa ithi isenziwa nangoku iyathuthwa iswe eDurban, but ke at least ngoku emamba seyikwazi ukwenziwa leya. Ngoku yingoba thina asikwazi ukuyenza le nto okanye ezi factories azikho protected ngeyona ndlela, okanye siyiloo nto engenokwazi ukuzenza ii-factories zisebenze kangangokuba ikhona indawo ebhetele engenziwa kuyo ifactory. Ndizama ukuthi when usenza ifactory kukhona abantwana babantu abaqeshwayo, kuvuleka imisebenzi. Le nto esiyitshoyo ethi abantu mabasebenze. Siyaphatheka kakubi ke Deputy Minister ngoba sinazo business ideas as much, but the capital has got red tapes. Ufumana into yoba unayo le nto orhala ukuyenza, but the red tapes are there. Ezinye ziyabuza uba how much do you have, uzoyiqala njani le nto. Okanye uyithengise this business idea
ayithathe uyibone seyisebenza somewhere else. As much as into bakayikhuphana lento yentsangu, intsangu has been made up eSibiseni for quite some time. Iphatheka kakubi xa ndiyibona ilinyiwe ngapha ngaseMonti futhi ilinyiwe on an open space. Ndibuze uba ke ngokubona aba bantu bangapha, they are allowed to plow le ntsangu ngohlobo. Thina kweli cala once uyilima on an open space uyabana. The other thing, le nto ye-red tapes, i-license ikhona ekuthiwa uyiba ne-license. And the license uzoba nayo, it needs capital. Bayithatha abantu basemakhaya i-license imali yokwenza le license if kukhona these red tapes. These are good. Siyakhalela into abasiqalise senze into zethu, but the problem are the red tapes esizifumanayo. Ndiyatsho tata nonto, if ndiyakwazi ukuzenzela bendinawo amandla ibingahlali afactory iye yasemthatha, then if abantu barhalela ukusenzela ifactory bazosenzela ifactory, urhulumente yakwazi usincedisa azosenzela ifactory yentsangu yasemapondweni emapondweni. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that was more of a comment than a question, and I think it's well registered. But also I want to say, I think as business, we need to take up a stand. So let us take up this initiative. As it does take twice to vote in thousand, not musical, but in saying we have this proposal, we are hearing that we are talking about this thing. This is a for you. If we take about high institution in cannabis, let's change up this business and say we already have an institutional government never 17. So we can come here. So I think let's take up these opportunities as business. See the champions really of this in a development. As I allow the Deputy Chairperson of the Business Chairman, as a family, there's a school in Amba, a legend, Batan, founding Chairperson of the Business Chairman. There's a family. I'm calling him Umbatana Moba. After Makata Farm, where we were Uniano Amata, just to make this team, and all because of the family. Over to you, my leader.
Masipule the program director. Sipule the honorable deputy minister. Sandra, Ihbc CIDP, Public Works, homepage, abantu abakhoyo, market, ingakushiyanga semva tatinotholeka Wise Business Forum. Ndiyamkhulisa Dr. Nonto. You are so welcome. Siyabulela tata wami. Ngifundisa nonke ngegama likaJesu Kristu. Mulwini. Siyabulela kakhulu kuthiwa okwethu nje uTata uKhezo kuthiwa masizothi inkosi. Enkosi ke singavele sithi enkosi sihambe siyohlala phansi. Ngoba igama elikhulu kakhulu enkosi. bakwenzekile ke kwakhona apho siphazama khona usikolele ngoba uthethwa utata wami uzoniqhosha apho ndibona ibandenze ngendlela engeyiyo. Isenze yasivula amehlo siqhaqheke ingqondo. Sibulela kakhulu kubantu abaye bayicinga noma meya uba sibe kule ndawo sikuyo namhlanje. We know ke into yoba ngaphandle kukaThixo bezingangenzeki ezinto, and to be so humbled oko ndihleli phaya ndinexhala ndithi akwaba utata uGcume ubeqale wakuthethisa ngoba kakhulu abantu abakhulu abahlali kanje nabantu abaphantsi ngohlobo. Apha emampondweni ixesha elininzi sibe ngabantu abangahloniphekiyo, kodwa uye wasihlonipha, sithi enkosi kwangokuvuma usuku loba uzothetha nathi apha. That is so grateful. We are so grateful about that. Sithi ungabusasiyekelela, sifunde lukhulu, seva futhi ndicinga uba sogoduka elusuku lona ibilo lwakho noba ke sike sathetha sonke but oyena mntu bengumnikazi wosuku apha namhlanje ibinguwe. Umama umeya ubebamkele endaweni yakhe, babhizi omama umeya ngoku, zininzi into ezenziwayo, basanda kungena ezihlalweni, kodwa ke yena akekho mtsha. Indawo asoloko kuyo le, it's only that the portfolio is new. Siyabulela kakhulu ningasiyekeleli siyile business. Into esonwabisa kakhulu yinto ethi umsebenzi mawurotate. Hayi, siyayibulela loo ndawo mama isenze sawusonwaba, anqabile amathuba njalo. Sibona kujayiva amakhwenkwe amakhulu thina sidansele leso sigidi. Siyabulela that kona ilantuka umasipala wethu uyasirecognize as abantu basemuzi. Leyo into ndicinga uba sohlala siyiqhwabelizane. Siyabulela kakhulu tata uNotshweleka, usithwele thithi kule ndawo esikuyo. Zininzi izinto oziqhaqhileyo neengqondo zethu ngokufunda kwakho. Uyindoda enemuscle engafanelanga uba ibe idansa nathi kule ndawo. Abantu abanemali eziyokusela bekho kule ndawo, basezindaweni abafana babe kuzo, kodwa udansa nathi kule ndawo. We are saying thank you so much. Ungasayeka le nto. Sibulela abantu be-banks. They took their time. Time is money. They took their time beza apha bazohlala nathi. Kulate ngoku sihleli phantsi imini yonke lapha simamele izithethe zonke ezithethayo. Siyabulela kakhulu le eniyenzayo. Sine-banks ezininzi apha eMsikisiki, kodwa niyibhenki eyathi mayize izomamela kanye nathi. uCITB uziqhaqhile ingqondo zethu, usenze sakwazi ukubona into yoba yeyiphi indlela eyaphambili ezothi sincedise kwezi zinto ekufanele sizenzile xa sesiya phaya. No-public works, tata wam wama-public works, ndiyavuya phofu ke izinto ezininzi sezibekiwe into yoba masincediseke ngoku hlobo. Uke watsho ke ike yatsho into ethi sizarhalela into masiphinde sibe nezinye engagements kakhulu kwinto edibene no-public works. Public works, and I think we still need ezo ntsuku, but usizamile wona namhlanje siqhaqhekile, kodwa we still need more. ukuba sikwazi ukuzibona izinto ngohlobo ofanele ukusibonisa ngalo nawe. Business chamber, this was not easy. Khange kube lula kotata uSepho beqala le business chamber. Akukho lula nangoku, there are so many challenges. Kodwa you've made olusuku la right kanje, chairperson noma uzokufa, secretary Dr. Duma, ndinibala nonke bantu be-business chamber. It's only that yazi into yoba njengoba ndibiza abantu ngabantu abasisitering sayo yonke le. Siyabulela kakhulu. Le nto kuthiwa ongakhangeze usengxakini ngoba greater things are still coming. Le nqwelo iyahamba, iqalile and siyayibona into yoba iya phambili. Siyabulela kakhulu kubo bonke nje abantu abakhoyo, abantu bendawo that are here. Siyabulela that niye nayo broadcaster le nto nayikhupha kuzo zonke indawo ukwenzela into yoba ibonakale kukhona le nto esiyenzayo. Sibulela nabo ke tana bebesiphumutye besitambile nasondla. Kukhona abangakwaziyo nokutya ukutya kodwa namhlanje sondlekile. Siyabulela kakhulu ke tata ubusivulela le nkonzo le program. So ndiphinde phe umuntu wecawe ithi Mark chapter 4 verse 38. Akukhathali na sitshabalala nje. Hey, what a word. Akukhathali na sitshabalala nje. Yiloo nto ke ngoku endicinga uba le program ivele yayidrayiva yasibonakalisa into yoba nyhani siyatshabalala, sishukumisa amazulu. Andifuna ukushumayela ke masibulela kakhulu, otherwise amazwi esinawo nje ngathi enkosi le yokuba nizoba kule ndawo ibinga-organizwa le event. Bafike udeputy minister, bafike umeya, bangabikho abantu. That nithathe ixesha lenu ningosomabhizinisi namisa iibhizinesi zenu kwalahleka imali. Siyabulela nangamso xa kukhona ikhwelo elinje nisukume nilwele esi sizwe sawaMaphondo ude uqhaqheke nezingqondo zethu ubonakala into yoba nathi sikenza kwenzeka. Enkosi.
Sizakubiza uBishop Mkhumle azosibhalela usuku olumnandana kangaka. Umnandi ke ukukhokhelwa natsholeka lethu uba ukukhokhelwa ngabantu omdala. Umandi kodwa ukhokhelwa umuntu ongumama ngoba uthi hey akanokuphuma umuntu wasemzini engaphathanga. Uthi uchairperson wami angeke ndimphethe umzuzwana as a token of appreciation eyabo kwesivakashi sethu asidlulisi. Over to you.
Okwami egameni le-organization iNgqoza Hill Business Chamber sinesipho esizosigqithisa umama umphathiswa olisekela wethu. Ngifuna ukuqinisekisa umama umphathiswa ukuthi into esiyithengileyo le plastic mama umphathiswa isipho asivulwa kodwa mna ndiziva ndinebhongo neqhayiya lokokuba uwakhumbula amaMpondo aseNgquza ukuthi akupheli kodwa kungatsho ngaphaya ukuthi iphuma enquza uzawuthi nakaneni
Ungadisho lesizwe.
ugqoka isifundo imanje
So when you are from a
naye umfazi cela umnqabeni. Colleagues, leaders, I think now sithumelele esiphelweni senibulela just nje ukubulela i-team ebelisebenzisana nayo in preparing this, which is the members of the executive committee, the business chairman. I'm really humbled because sometimes siyanqola singcolise Tata Msiringa nabadala mnathi kodwa basimamele basizolele umsebenzi wabo ke lo belithishwa ngumama Machezi. Ngifuna nje ukunibulela in particular enkosi kakhulu ndivulela ke ngutata oza ngaphambili esosibhalela.
Announcement around 5 engagement yabantu abathetha exploration okanye survey of an oil along the White Coast. Laa nto besithetha ngayo yokukhuzwa kwe-development, there are lobby groups of people from Johannesburg all over the shore who are opposing the establishment. But ngiyacela ii-groups zethu sonke sizame stand up behind, because literally what is happening there is why exploration to see that economy potential oil in our section. But we are saying they should be balanced between the environment and the issue of development. Now, Lando we say mine pie, it's exactly what is potentially going to happen. And siyayicela abantu bakuthi especially as business, masisondeleni kwempilo endaba nezinto social media, because bona bayakhuphisha ngokukhawuleza abafuni into ithetha nge-development yale ndawo. We are saying we want development. We cannot afford to basoloko imihla sixhomekeke ekukhumbuzweni. And ndiyayicela every business formation masike sizameni uyisondela laa nto. Sithethile nala agency karhulumente bathe bazosinika idate yokuzoyenza presentation, but I'm told that around 5th ikhona into abangathi they are contesting this decision. It's a lobby group yabantu abamhlophe abazi-environmentalist ezi-against kwayile activity yokujonga uba ikhona nayo nale oil. Kodwa thina as business we support that. My explore ibona ikhona ke ngokwenza i-means to make sure that abstracted, because onke namazwe adevelopileyo anezinto ayazisacrifice xa idubai people go palm whatever. That thing was not there, it's not nature, but it was built up in the sea. Lesihamba soyibona kwimihla. Siyacela abantu bakuthi ixesha lokudevelop World Coast is just now. Thank
that great city, and proclaim to the people the message I have given you. The people of Nineveh believed God's message. Let us pray. Sekamelo ise elonyam elomoyo ngcwele. Yehova uThixo emikhulu uyise wenkosi yethu Yesu Kristu. Nazi izikwele Nkosi yami silapha. Naba abakhokheli bezizikwele ngokwahlukahlukana na. Nazi intetho Nkosi ziwile. Besuka Nkosi bathunywa eNiniva. Banikwa imiyalezo. Bafika eNiniva bayibeka imiyalezo njengoba bethunywe yona inkosi. Bebenjalo ke Nkosi abantu bebethetha apha sithemba ukuba bebethuke kuwe. Bamkele ke Nkosi ngokubele nasezinhliziyweni zabantu bebemamele wenze njalo. Sikelele ke Nkosi lemini uyenze ngcwele yona. Amen. Amen.